To start out with our beef jerky, I've got some bottom round that has been sliced thin, and I put it in the freezer 30-45 minutes to freeze it up just a little bit to make it easy to slice. So I've got my thinly sliced round. If you want, you can cut off some fat. So I try not to cut my finger off. And then I'm going to slice these into beef jerky size slices. Some may be thin, but it's homemade jerky. So I'm going to slice up my 2 pounds of top round, and then we'll get to the sauce. For the sauce, we're going to go ahead and instead of using ketchup that most sauces use, I am going to do Heinz chili sauce. You need probably a 12-ounce jar because we're going to use about a cup of this. So to start out, we're going to start out with our Heinz chili sauce. That's 1 cup. We're going to do half a cup of brown sugar. We're going to do half a cup of apple cider vinegar. You can adjust this depending on how much vinegar taste you want. I am now going to do 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. We're going to do 3 teaspoons of kosher salt. And then I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and that's in there. And we're going to mix that all together. I just make sure that's all whipped together. I'm going to taste it to see if it's salty. Sometimes my husband likes a little peppery taste to it. And I don't like too vinegary. That's on spot. You can really taste the chili, the Heinz chili sauce. And that puts a lot of flavor, and we're just kicking it up a little bit. So we've got our bottom round. It's all sliced up and ready to go. You can throw it into a Ziploc bag, throw the sauce in it, shake it up. Then you can go ahead and let it marinate in the refrigerator at least 4 hours, if not overnight. I'm going to do a shortcut and use my seal a meal marinator type device. I don't know what it's called, sorry for that. But I'm going to make a shorter trip on this one. So we're going to go ahead and add our sauce to the steak. And we're going to toss this around. I make sure it gets all coated. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in my seal a meal container. So I don't want to make it even, but pressurizing is going to do that too. You could have just put it in the seal a meal device as well. I want to pour that over it. We're going to put our lid on there. So we have our food saver. Got to go ahead and turn that on. Got a little device. Got a little device that you pull out. This needs to be on open while you seal it. Now that that is sealed, it's on open, but we're going to twist this to close. That is closed. And now you're going to let that marinate for 2 hours. So this has been marinating for 2 hours. So we're going to take the marinated meat and we're going to sort of not wipe it off, but I'm just going to remove the excess of the sauce off the meat. So after removing that, I am going to go ahead and place it on my, this is a Pampered Chef dehydrator. It's a deluxe air fryer that also dehydrates. And I've sprayed those with Pam. And I am going to lay my strips out as much as I can. Majority of the time they don't stick together, so I'm going to try to get them as close as possible. So I'm going to do my Pampered Chef. It's a deluxe air fryer, but it will dehydrate. So I'm going to set it for 1 hour at 200 degrees. If you do not have a dehydrator, you can actually put your beef jerky on a baking sheet and put it in an oven at 200 degrees until it is dry. That being 3.5 to 4 hours, depending on how dry you want it. So you can actually make the beef jerky in the oven, but we're going to go ahead and do our dehydrator today. So after 1 hour and our dehydrator, see it's still a little chewy, and it'll dry out and stiffen up a little bit, but that's the way my husband really likes it, is more chewy than hard and brittle. And we've got it. So I will go ahead and rotate these and start my next batch.